Hi.
Hi.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Um, Welcome to Native Camp and welcome to my class. Can you hear and see me well?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm sorry I cannot hear you well.
Oh, really?
Yes, okay. I think it's our second time to have a class together. Thank
Yes.
you so much for coming to my class again.
Mm,
Cookie,
yes.
how are
Same
you
here.
this afternoon?
Today, yeah, I'm relaxed,
Mhm.
I'm good because I don't have any meetings for
Mhm.
today.
No work
Uh,
today?
no, I have actually, this is actually work day that I didn't have meetings, so,
Yes, okay.
yeah, I
Yeah,
will.
okay. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sharing. So, am I speaking too fast or just okay?
Just okay.
Yes. So I can see here, Cookie, that you have chosen a daily news,
Mhm.
entertainment, sports, chapter 8571. Am I right?
Yes, you're right.
Yes. Okay. So we are going to study daily news in this lesson. The title is Athlete Hired as Part-Time Bus Driver in Chiba. Okay, so let's have the words and phrases.
Mhm.
Let's learn some words that are used in the article. So, do you want to listen to US or UK pronunciation?
The UK, US pronunciation, please.
Yes, okay. I'll play the US version. Please listen carefully and repeat after it. Mhm. Here it is.
Combat.
Combat.
Combat. So, it is a verb which means to try to stop something unpleasant or harmful from happening or increasing. Okay, here's the
We must combat climate change with serious action.
We must combat climate change with serious action.
Yes. Okay, now let's move on to the next word.
Shortage.
Shortage.
Shortage. So it is a noun which means a situation in which there is enough of something. There is not enough of something. Here's the sample.
The shortage of skilled workers is causing delays in production.
The shortage of skilled workers is causing delays in production.
Yes. Okay, now let's move on to the next word.
Initiative.
Initiative.
Yes, initiative. So it is a noun which means a plan or action to deal with a particular problem. Okay, example.
The initiative was launched to improve community health.
The initiative was launched to improve community health.
Yes, okay, thank you. Now let's move on to the next.
Strategy.
Strategy.
Yes, strategy. So it is a noun which means a plan intended to achieve a particular purpose. Example.
Our strategy involves listening to customer feedback.
Our strategy involves listening to customer feedback.
Yes, okay, thank you. So now let's move on to the last word.
Flexible.
Flexible.
Flexible. So it is an adjective which means able to change or be changed easily according to the situation. Example.
His working hours are flexible, allowing him to balance work and study.
His working hours are flexible, allowing him to balance work and study.
Yes. Okay. So we are done with the words and phrases. Toki, do you have questions so far?
No questions so far.
Yes. Okay. Now let's move on then to comprehension part. So let's check the questions that you will have to answer later. Okay. Yeah. So number one, what new strategy did a transportation company in Chiba start to solve the driver's shortage? Okay. Number two, how does the flexible work system support athletes? And the last number three, why did Chiba lose 1,900 bus runs in 2023?
Mhm.
Okay. So now let's listen to the article. We have US again or UK this time.
Sorry, but
Yeah. Do you want to listen to US pronunciation or UK?
still US, please.
Still US. Okay, so I'll play it now. Please listen carefully then.
Athlete hired as part-time bus driver in Chiba. To combat a serious shortage of bus drivers in Chiba Prefecture, a transportation company launched a new initiative, hiring athletes as part-time drivers. A professional basketball player recently joined, gaining attention for balancing sports with public service. The company sees this strategy as a way to assist underpaid athletes while addressing staffing issues. In February, a brightly colored bus arrived at a station in Funabashi City. Behind the wheel was a 3x3 basketball player from a local team. She drives a factory shuttle once a week for 2 hours. Since most players earn money per game without a fixed salary, many rely on other jobs to make ends meet. To support such athletes, the company created a flexible work system. Drivers submit their preferred schedule each month and can get a license through a company-funded program. With short morning shifts, the job avoids conflicts with training and travel. Other team members have already shown interest in the same arrangement. A 2023 government survey found that Chiba saw 1,900 fewer bus runs than the year before, with 80% of the cuts due to driver shortages. The athlete's role has eased the workload for regular staff. A company manager noted that working with athletes might inspire new ideas in both transportation and sports.
Okay, so is the audio clear or you want to listen one more time?
Please let me listen again.
Listen again. Okay, so here it is.
Athlete hired as part-time bus driver in Chiba. To combat a serious shortage of bus drivers in Chiba Prefecture, a transportation company launched a new initiative, hiring athletes as part-time drivers. A professional basketball player recently joined, gaining attention for balancing sports with public service. The company sees this strategy as a way to assist underpaid athletes while addressing staffing issues. In February, a brightly colored bus arrived at a station in Funabashi City. Behind the wheel was a 3x3 basketball player from a local team. She drives a factory shuttle once a week for 2 hours. Since most players earn money per game without a fixed salary, many rely on other jobs to make ends meet. To support such athletes, the company created a flexible work system. Drivers submit their preferred schedule each month and can get a license through a company-funded program. With short morning shifts, the job avoids conflicts with training and travel. Other team members have already shown interest in the same arrangement. A 2023 government survey found that Chiba saw 1,900 fewer bus runs than the year before, with 80% of the cuts due to driver shortages. The athlete's role has eased the workload for regular staff. A company manager noted that working with athletes might inspire new ideas in both transportation and sports.
Okay, so are you now ready to question part, Cookie?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's start then with number 1 question. So what new strategy did a transportation company in Chiba start to solve the driver shortage?
The transportation company started a new strategy to hire the professional basketball player as a bus driver.
Oh, I think you have a nice try, but do you have another answer sentence?
Another.
You may take a look at the first paragraph.
Okay, so the strategy to assist unpaid athletes while addressing staffing issues.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the company, what did the company started?
Company started.
What did they hire? They hire?
Oh, sorry, what?
Uh-huh. Yes. Okay. So the company started hiring what?
Athletes.
Athletes. Yes, as part-time drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So they hire athletes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Now let's move on to number two. How does the flexible work system support athletes?
Mm. The flexible work system. Due to flexible work system, drivers, athletes can submit their preferred schedule. Each month can get a license through the program.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Thank you so much. So now let's have number three. Why did Chiba lose 1,900 bus runs in 2023?
Due to driver shortages.
Pardon?
Driver shortages.
Driver shortages. Yes. Okay, thank you. So that's correct. So we are done with question part. Do you have questions so far, Cookie?
No questions.
Yes. So now let's move on then to read out part. Could you please read out then the article?
Sure. Athlete hired as part-time bus driver in Chiba to combat a serious shortage of bus drivers in Chiba Prefecture. A transportation company launched a new initiative hiring athletes as part-time drivers. A professional basketball player recently joined, gaining attention for balancing sports with public service. The company sees this strategy as a way to assist underpaid athletes while addressing staffing issues. In February, a bright three-colored bus arrived at the station in Funabashi City. Behind the wheel was a 3x3 basketball player from a local team. She drives a factory shuttle once a week for 2 hours. Since most players earn money per game without a fixed salary, many rely on other jobs to make ends meet. To support such athletes, the company created a flexible work system. Drivers submit their preferred schedule each month and can get a license through a company-funded program. With short morning shifts, the job avoids conflicts with training and travel. Other team members have already shown interest in the same arrangement. A 2023 government survey found that Chiba saw 1,900 fewer bus runs than the year before, with 80% of the cuts due to driver shortages. The athlete's role has eased the workload for regular staff. A company manager noted that working with athletes might inspire new ideas in both transportation and sports.
Okay, thank you so much for reading out, Rupi. So now let's move on to discussion part. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so number one, do you think athletes should have a second job while pursuing their sport career? Why or why not?
I don't think all the athletes should have a second job, but
Mm-hmm.
in Japan it's difficult for, especially for mm, not so popular sports. In not so popular sports, it is difficult to make their money for living
Mm-hmm.
only by the
Be
sport,
stable. Yeah.
stable income by only by playing sports, because
Mm.
some minor sports like, yeah, basketball in Japan is sort of, yeah, minor sports, so there are less audiences and there
Okay.
are less sponsors to pay for.
Oh.
Yeah, it's professional teams. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if the athletes engage those yeah a little bit minor sports in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
they have to they should they should have the second job to survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
Uh-huh.
but
Because of course, yeah. Uh-huh. Because of course, when they don't have a second job, I think they struggle financially.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what about you? What's your favorite sports?
My favorite sports is
Basketball?
football, and
Football.
baseball, and football.
Baseball.
Because they are very common in Japan, and
Mm-hmm.
we
How
have
about golf?
okay. No, what?
What about golf?
Golf?
Yeah.
I've never tried golf.
Oh, you've never tried.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
I think it's expensive.
yeah, it's expensive to set up now. The
Okay.
items like golf club
Uh-huh.
and clothes and like that. It's cool.
Mhm.
It's quite expensive. So it's too expensive to start casually.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, here in the Philippines, the most famous sport is basketball.
Oh, really? Basketball.
Have you been here?
No.
Oh, no. Mm-hmm. I hope in the future you will visit Philippines too.
Yes.
I think there are a lot of Japanese people here. They are staying in Cebu Island. Are you familiar?
I know that there are a lot of Japanese people there to learn English. Yeah, because Philippines is the most nearest English-speaking country, so yeah, we are likely to visit there to learn English.
Learn English, yes. And of course, when free time, go for sightseeing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
to
island.
White Sand Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much. So now let's move on to number 2. Would you prefer to work early in the morning or late at night?
I would prefer to work early in the morning. And so, given that these only there are two options like early in the morning or late at night. So yeah, I prefer early in the morning because it's more healthier than
exactly.
working late at night.
Yes, because of course, night time is really for sleep time.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And also, when you do your work early in the morning, I think your body is not too heavy or you don't feel like lazy.
Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
I feel like somewhat productive. If I work
exactly.
in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much. So now let's move on to number 3. Do you think flexible working hours can help solve workforce shortages in certain industries?
Yes, I do. Yeah, flexible working hours can help workforce shortages. Yeah, because for parents, it's difficult to work in their children's
Outside.
care time, child care time. Yeah, so they can manage if they can manage their time to work. They can work after child care or so after dropping their children off in that kindergarten or school. So, yeah, and at the same time, in other words, so if the working hours are completely flexible, we can
Yeah, exactly.
rely on the workers,
Mm-hmm.
workforce overseas. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if there are
Yes.
no hurdle to use English or other languages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yes. Okay, so it's really a great opportunity if you have a flexible hours at
mm,
work. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes. Like me. So my schedule here at Native Camp is so very flexible. So I can do it
mm,
anytime.
mm.
Like you as a student, you can take classes here anytime you want, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's very
Yeah.
flexible.
Just go standby.
Yeah,
Even
that's
though more
very good.
absence, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Even though you want to absent, you don't like to take class, it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it depends
Yeah.
on my motivation for
Yeah,
that
exactly.
moment. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes. Okay, thank you. So now let's move on to number 4. Should professional athletes be paid more for their dedication to their sports? Professional.
Professional athletes. Um, mm, yeah, I think professional athletes should be paid more if
Mm-hmm.
their dedication to their sports are very very good. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
as a culture, so nurturing fostering the sport culture among people is very important. But so considering the declining population in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
The power of minor sports would would be shrinking. I can imagine that. So in the future, more and more. In the future, it's more and more difficult to make a money by engaging in minor sports. So
Yeah, exactly.
I can't say so. Professional athletes should be
Mm-hmm.
paid more because
Mm-hmm.
there will be less supporters, less
Mm-hmm.
sponsors in the future in Japan. Yeah, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So, of course, as I've said a while ago, one person should have, excuse me,
Okay.
should have really a work not only about sports,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Because of course of our basic needs,
Mm-hmm.
so we should have to support them.
Yeah.
So when we just do some sports, I think you will struggle. They will struggle
Yeah.
financially.
Yeah.
Yes, so having a job is really very important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's move on to number 5. Do you think the shortage of bus drivers is a serious problem in your country?
Yes, I do. And in my experience, I actually face this
Mhm.
problem. Those labor shortages of bus drivers. But yeah,
Mhm.
for example, I was born in a very how can I say very countryside town, and there are few bus schedules.
Mhm.
My nearest bus stop, so there are only one bus.
Oh,
How can I say?
really?
Only one bus.
So you have to wait for long hours.
Yes, if I miss
Oh.
if I miss that one, so I
Mhm.
have the only one option
Mm-hmm.
for
So you
one
have
day.
to wait again for 1 hour maybe. 1 to 2 hours.
More than 1 hour or so.
Oh,
I have to
okay.
wait
I think it's
one day.
very hard.
Yes,
I
so
think it's too hard.
yeah, too hard. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so having a car is inevitable in my hometown.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
for elderly people, having driving a car is very difficult and dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Dangerous, yes.
yeah, taking a bus is inevitable for elderly people.
Mm-hmm.
But so, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, there
Oh,
are.
I think we are running short of time, Cookie.
Mhm.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Have a great day.
Yeah.